I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully. But disrespectfully is disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little bro, them. And I'm gonna tell them why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus. The other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset. Good evening, good people, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to the Maize Blue and Gold Show. I am one half of your hosting team, the Maize Madman. My guy Ryan Fervell is late as usual, Mr. CP time, and he is not the CP. If you know, you know. Shout out to everybody in the comment section, in the chat rather. Be sure to like and share, as I've said multiple times before. We got an exciting show for you lined up today. Right out the gate, we're going to do a Week 7 recap as soon as Ryan gets here. Actually, let's just go ahead. Week 7 recap. We're going to talk about all the good and bad from Week 7. And let's start off with the most wonderful. Indiana versus Michigan at the Big House. It was a slaughter. Everybody came to witness. This one, coming into Week 7, nobody thought that Michigan was going to lose this game. Let's be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody thought we were going to lose. We did not lose because Michigan is the superior team in every way that is important. Quarterback play, run game, offense and defensive line. In fact, there isn't a position that Indiana had a chance at. I do like Indiana's coach. I like Tom Allen. He's a good guy. He's a good coach. However, it was not his day. It was never going to be his day. Michigan dominates the competition. They blew the doors off of Indiana. Nobody thought anything else would happen. That being said, but I'm gonna jump around a little bit. The AP released their top 25. Of course, Georgia remains at number 1 for the AP. Michigan is at number 2, followed by the other state, and I believe Florida State. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Michigan, and I'm not a guy, I'm a person who strongly believes in you got to beat the champ to be the champ. And until Georgia is beaten, that they should remain number 1. That was my thinking earlier in the season. However, it's not a question to me who's the better team, right? Michigan has in every way looked like the better team, looked like the superior team to Georgia this season. We're just talking about this season. And this season, Michigan is the superior team. Let me know what you think in the chat. Am I wrong in that assessment? Here's the other part of this is that people in the SEC, people around the nation, and it's really the SEC that has driven this point home, is that somehow Michigan has played inferior competition. Here goes Ryan. And not the SEC, but somehow Michigan has played inferior competition, right? However, it's a little misleading because Georgia has played and beaten one Power 5 team with a winning record. Let me repeat that. Georgia has beaten one Power 5 team with a winning record. And if you compare all of the teams that they've played and beaten, because they are undefeated, to this point, they have a record of 10 and like 24 or 22 or something like that. It's not good. It's so not good that it makes Michigan's schedule look amazing. But somehow Georgia is still the number 1 team in the nation. I see Ryan shaking his head. Ryan, what you got to say about it, man?
We gotta end this blasphemy now that I'm in here. Georgia has blown out just a week ago a team that was ranked inside the top 25 in Kentucky. And I'm sorry to say, I know Kentucky lost to Mizzou, but Kentucky is still a really good football team.
Oh my God.
And Kentucky would probably blow out just about anyone on Michigan's schedule.
The schedule or that they've played so far?
That's what they've played so far.
Okay. So do you honestly think, and I want you to be honest there.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think Kentucky blows out Rutgers from what we've
Yes.
seen from Rutgers this
After
season?
watching what Rutgers in the first 3 quarters against Michigan State, yes.
Yeah, but they won the game.
Yeah, but it's because that was Michigan State's terrible.
Man,
And
this is
also
crazy.
Rutgers.
Shout out to Lil Wojo.
Rutgers also
Michigan's winning
lost
the
to
Natty.
Wisconsin by double digits, and Wisconsin got beat by Iowa by double digits. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, was that a double? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So
15 to
look.
6.
Well,
Or
look.
one and a half. Yeah,
15-6 is
yeah,
9 points,
9.
by the
Yeah,
way.
9.
All right,
Yeah, right. I was
but
thinking
that's
9.
such an
Yeah.
Iowa score, by the way. Uh, um, Iowa, by the way, is the team I picked to win the Big Ten West, and it looks like they are on the road to doing that, unless something catastrophic happens down the stretch. Because Wisconsin, in my opinion, is their only competition over there. Um, though something could happen. I
Like
don't
with
know.
the exception of USC, prior to what happened in the Notre Dame game,
Right.
Michigan and USC schedules were probably very comparable in terms of talent that they've played. And while USC didn't look good against that competition, Michigan has looked excellent against that type of competition.
But Ryan, and this is what I want to get to, man. I know that you think that Kentucky is a good football team, and I'm not even
Yeah.
going to go against that. Kentucky is a decent football team. They did lose though, and they did lose to Georgia. They got blown out by Georgia, and then they lost to Missouri. And by the way, that's the only team that Georgia has played with a winning record.
Yeah.
How is it that Georgia is looked at in their scheduling is looked at differently than Michigan so far this season? It
Because it's
can't
the
be.
SEC. It's the SEC. That's why. I mean, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. But I can see where people would think, well, Auburn,
Right.
if Auburn were to play Rutgers right now,
I'm
and that game was at the same situation. Say Rutgers was to go play Auburn right now in Auburn.
okay.
Who do you think's favored in that game?
I think
I
Auburn
think it'd
probably be
be
favored by a field goal.
yeah. So I think that's part of it, and I also think it's the SEC biased.
Right.
But while Georgia's schedule, and I'm with you, Georgia's schedule has been weak. It's going to
Right.
be weak all year. But the difference, though, I think the only difference is that, yeah, Kentucky is the only team with a winning record they've faced, but Kentucky's still really good. Same with, I think, like, both of them are very comparable. You could, like I said, you could or have an argument for Michigan. You could have an argument for Georgia. I think they're both in the same boat. You know what I mean? Like, Georgia hasn't looked great against competition. Michigan has looked excellent. But on the other hand, Georgia's played a ranked opponent already, and they looked unstoppable in that game.
Yeah.
So I think and honestly, right now, I think, might be personally, I think the jury's still out on
On both teams.
both teams until they play someone of note. And that's not a knock. That's not a knock on Michigan or Georgia, but we've seen Washington play a top 10 matchup already. We've seen Texas play a top 10 matchups already. We've seen Alabama play a top 10 team already. I mean, it's just more of we have a better idea of what the teams are outside of Georgia and Michigan.
All right.
Now.
That's fair. I wanna pose this to you before I get to Bruce's comment here. The thing is that Michigan has and Georgia have both participated in the last 2 college football playoffs. You don't think that gives them? And by the way, Georgia has won the national championship the last 2 years. That doesn't give them some grace.
I think it does in the rankings. I think that's why
they're ranked 1 and 2.
That's why they're 1 and 2. But I think that you also have to, like, if we were to completely just get rid of, like, if we were to erase the last 2 years from our minds,
right,
and we were to just purely rank based off of what's happened this season,
yeah,
I think many of us would have Texas at 1, or not Texas at 1, Oklahoma at 1, maybe Washington at 1. I've seen a lot of people do that.
I just saw Someone put Washington at 1 today on TV.
Yeah, I mean, I think Washington might be the best team I've seen through what is it, week 8 now, 7 weeks of football. I
Right.
mean, just I know their defense is atrocious, but dude, Michael Penix Jr. is
Is the
just
Heisman front
yeah,
runner for
dude.
sure.
That
He's playing the best football in the country. All due respect to Bo Nix, who lost that game. Uh, but again, in the big moments, we had this discussion kind of in the chat that we share
yeah,
with Lucas, who is a Oregon fan and will be part of the Big Ten next year. That in the moment, it was the big moments that separated Penix from Bo Nix to me in that game,
yeah,
because not much else suggested that Penix was better necessarily than those moments, um, in the touchdowns, of course, but
yeah.
that's neither here nor there. So Ryan is saying that it's okay that Georgia should be the highest ranked team in the country. In essence, in
No,
a
I'm not saying I don't think they should be. I just think
okay.
I'm not mad at it. You know what I
All
mean?
right,
Like,
cool. Bruce
yeah,
says not really concerned with the score. He's getting ahead of us. We haven't gotten here quite yet, but we're getting there. Uh, Bruce says not really concerned with the score. Just want our boys out there healthy. MSU may try to take out McCarthy. That is a real possibility. They aren't exactly the most, what's the word I'm looking for? They aren't the most model citizens, if you will, in terms of football and their football acumen, if you will.
yeah.
Uh, but what do you think about that? Do you think that that's a possibility, Ryan? They could be out there head hunting.
It's anytime it's a rivalry game, yeah. But I don't want to accuse Michigan State of that because
Right.
you know what, Lil Bronim's got a lot more problems to worry about than JJ McCarthy right now.
Yeah.
Um, I do want to ask this question because I've seen Michigan fans bring this up. Yeah, he was previously at Indiana.
Hmm.
Um, do you? Because I know you guys have a bye week. Um, do you got
Facts.
like you get a bye week next week? Do you guys maybe sleepwalk into this game? I know it's a rivalry game, but I mean, with how bad Michigan State has been,
Yeah.
do you think there's any sort of like, oh well, we're playing Michigan State. We see it all the time in rivalry matchups where a rival
That's
that
fair.
has no chance to win keeps it close or upsets a team. Not saying that they won't, but I'm saying like, is there any inclination maybe that could happen at all in this game?
Well, I mean, it's always a possibility, and it wouldn't be the first time that they've upset a Michigan team, a good Michigan team, right?
Yeah,
Um, and even a team that they were supposed to lose by double digits. So I am, that's there. I'm not that's not near the forefront. For
yeah,
me, I don't think it's a possibility this season. This season's Michigan team feels a little different. Now, I know that Michigan State is down, and this isn't going to be necessarily a litmus test for us in terms of how good Michigan is compared to some other top
yeah,
ranked teams or highly ranked teams. But I do think that this is a litmus for Michigan, right? Because it is a rivalry game. We know that they're going to play like it's the national championship in terms of Michigan State. It's one of those state championship games. They've got a lot of pride on the line. Um, and for them, we are their chief rival, right?
yeah.
And I think that that's probably a little piece of it too, is why they've upset Michigan sometimes in the past, is because Michigan kind of does look forward to bigger games and our chief rival, if you will. But I don't think there's a chance of that this year. It just feels different this year for Michigan, if I'm being honest.
All right, yeah. I know it's at Michigan State this year.
Yeah.
Um, there should be more Michigan fans than Michigan State fans at that game.
I
There should
think
be.
there will be. I saw. If I don't know how much in the know you are, but there were online. They are selling those tickets for dirt cheap. Um,
That's
and Michigan
hilarious.
State fan, yeah, they're talking about a maze out in East Lansing, which is crazy. But if that happens, man, that program is even further in the toilet than I originally thought. Go blue, amen for sure. Jay Penny, shout out to Jay Penny. I was about to say that. Yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I think it's definitely gonna be a home away from home for Michigan. I already brought this one up. Old timer, all hypothetical. Championship round robin begins Saturday. Okay. The play on the field will determine the champion for sure. There's no doubt about it. Let's move forward. Indiana versus Michigan recap. After this, we got the USC Notre Dame recap. There's not much to say about this. I actually began the channel really talking about this.
Yeah.
Michigan smacked Indiana. All right. Indiana, it was heavily overmatched. Tom Allen is a good coach, but all the good coaching in the world wasn't going to save the Hoosiers.
Hey, they
Ryan,
had a
you got
lead. They had a lead.
that's fair. Hey,
7-0. Hey,
listen,
they had.
not only did they have a lead, and I'm going to give the Hoosiers credit for this. The manner in which they went down the field on that opening drive was impressive. In fact, it was so impressive that it had me, second guessing Michigan's defense for a second, right?
Yeah, and then
And then
Michigan was like,
then they
"Hey,"
settled in. Yeah,
it's like, "Hey, we got enough of that, man. Like,
yeah,
we gave you guys a charity drive.
right,
That's it, right?"
yeah.
No, like it was funny because when Indiana scored, I was actually because I was in South Bend for the USC game. I'm at a bar watching the game, sitting next to a bunch of Michigan fans,
Yeah.
and which is weird. The last 2 times I've been to South Bend, there's Michigan fans everywhere. Don't know
Yeah.
why. Don't know why. Anyway, we're at the bar and we're watching the Indiana score, and one of the Michigan fans turns like he's like getting ready to leave, and he goes, "Hey man, this might be a game we got to pay attention to. Michigan looks like they're gonna have one of those games." And his buddy's like, "All right, I'll keep you posted on the score."
Right.
And then Michigan proceeds to just
Yeah.
absolutely dismantle Indiana. So yeah, give Michigan props. They handle business, but man,
Absolutely. I think again, it's the trenches for Michigan right now. And again, we're playing inferior competition, but those guys are still impressive to this point. Be sure to like and share the stream. We've got 22 people in here, only 4 likes. Let's get those likes up. If you're in here, it's really easy. Just hit the thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything, I promise. Moving forward, Ryan, because it's really not much to talk about from Michigan, Indiana. It's not too much to take from it. It is what it is. Everything that happened was supposed to happen. USC versus Notre Dame. This one, I will say, was a shocker for me because going into this, you may know on the show last week, on your show as well, I picked USC to win that game. I thought they would win by double digits. In fact, egg on my face as Notre Dame's defense was completely
and I sat
dominant
on
in
this
this game.
show and said Notre Dame would win 14 plus.
Yeah.
So
Completely dominant defensive display by Notre Dame in this one. What do you think? What went wrong for USC?
everything. And from now on, I am going to refer to USC as Lil Bronim for Notre Dame because they when they come to South Bend, they are a Lil Bronim. They have not beaten Notre Dame in the Bend since 2011, and now it's going to be 3 years. This rivalry is going to be going on a 3-year hiatus. We won't play them again until, what is that, 2026, 2027? So, we get the last laugh in this rivalry. They beat us last year. Their fans were talking all that smack about, "Oh, we beat you guys for the first time since 2016. Give me a cookie." Well, we got a streak going again against them. And I think this is definitely a preview for things to come once USC gets into the Big Ten. I think they've got terminal issues within that program, not just the defense, but the minute, like, dude, USC they're like Ohio State. If Ohio State was from California, they are literally the softest program you will ever watch.
This seems tough.
Yeah. I mean, Ohio State's soft, but like USC takes soft to like a whole different level. We've seen it last year twice against Utah. We saw it again Saturday night at Notre Dame. When you out physical them and you get USC into a rock fight, which, trust me, Phil, Michigan will do, Ohio State will do, Penn State will do that. Pretty much every
Yeah, it
team
was
you will
ugly.
face in the Big Ten will do that, right?
Yeah.
So what are they going to do when they have to face that week in and week out?
Yeah.
I really don't know. And, shout out to our defense. Our defense made Caleb Williams look pedestrian, which is shocking because that's the
Go
most.
blue.
When does Caleb Williams ever look pedestrian?
Yeah.
Um,
And that's
yeah.
fair. And I think that's a fair assessment. I think this definitely knocked Caleb Williams out of the top 5, at least for me. I think it did for you as well in the Heisman race. This was a bad performance all the way around for USC. They didn't look good at any point in this game. And we know that their defense is atrocious. Their defense actually played a little better in this game than maybe they did all season, really.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because of the constant offensive pressure, defensive pressure rather, that Notre Dame was putting on them. And Caleb Williams, there may be some questions about Caleb Williams and being under pressure. And by that, if you give him a lane to escape, obviously he's dangerous. But Notre Dame did a good job of keeping the spy over the top and, eliminating those escape lanes. And when that is done and he has to just,
Sit in
now
the
granted,
pocket.
if he sits in the pocket, he can still take you apart. But without time, then we're looking at something different, right? His anticipation was off. All those things were off. He threw 3 reckless interceptions, and I think you pointed this out. It could have been more than that because Notre Dame dropped a couple. So it was a bad look for Caleb Williams and USC, and there are real questions for them going into the Big Ten starting next year.
I mean,
they definitely need to toughen up.
Kirk Herbstreit said it best when he was on SportsCenter after the game. He said, "Without you," he said, "before this Notre Dame game, I said on game day, USC without Caleb Williams would be lucky to be 2-4 right now.
Yeah,
This team could go 7-5 with Caleb Williams with how tough that stretch is. Which to me, I think I'm not saying we have this discussion right now, but I think it's a discussion that we may need to think about depending on how USC finishes this season.
Right.
On Lincoln Riley.
That's fair. We will table that. And that is a discussion that we will have, and maybe even tomorrow, but for sure. Let's move on.
And I did want to say real quick, I didn't think I was shocked because I don't know if you noticed watching that game, USC ran the ball a lot in that game. And I was talking because I was sitting next to a bunch of USC fans. And I was like, we were just talking like, since when does Lincoln Riley run the ball? Since when is USC a run first team? And they asked Lincoln Riley about it after the game. And he said that, well, Notre Dame's got an elite defensive backfield. And after the first couple of drives, we knew we weren't going to consistently be able to beat them deep.
And I can get that. Now, granted, here's another caveat. Zachariah Branch is real.
Yeah, he was the only guy that killed us all game.
Yeah, he didn't touch the field nearly enough. Now, granted, that was like his first game back from injury too, so he maybe have been on a pitch count. I don't know, but that could have helped them. Not to say that they would have won that game. I don't believe they would have won that game, but he is a real threat, and I like him as
he's going to be scary next year, man.
Yeah,
he's going to be scary
for sure. Let's move on. Does Notre Dame have a college football playoff shot? I saw this. I only bring this up because I saw a Notre Dame channel and Twitter handle pose this, and they had it was a very, very convoluted way for Notre Dame to make the college football playoff that included the other state winning out. It included Louisville being impressive going forward, Duke winning out, I believe. What are your thoughts? What are the chances that happens?
Not gonna happen. I mean, for that to happen, the college football world would have to implode. We'd have to see Texas and Oklahoma. We'd probably have to see one of those two teams finish with 2 losses. The Pac-12 would have to, what we've said all year, which is the most realistic, is the Pac-12 would have to cannibalize itself. USC would have to do damage in the Pac-12. We'd have to have like a 2-loss Pac-12 champion, maybe. The
And the cow
SEC,
jumped over.
maybe, hey, LSU with 2
Right.
losses wins the SEC. Say Georgia loses to Mizzou. So you have 2-loss Georgia. Duke would have to win the ACC, or at least maybe make the ACC title game,
Mm-hmm.
or Louisville, one of those 2 teams.
Or if
And
they
then,
played against each other, can they play each other in that?
yeah, they can, because there's no
That would
divisions
be
anymore.
ideal for you.
So yeah, I mean,
It's not going to happen.
it's not going to happen. But no, I mean, I don't like. It's not going to happen because the things that you would need for that to happen are insanely unrealistic.
Right.
Now, hey, if there was a 12-team playoff,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Like this Notre Dame team would be guaranteed a playoff spot, and all they'd have to do is just beat Clemson.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm for sure, but which says a lot because Notre Dame's the highest ranked 2-loss team, I think at 15. What's crazy is, with the 12-team format, people are like, "Oh, Notre Dame, you're still going to be in the same boat. You can't have more than 1 loss." That doesn't look true this year. That does not look true. Like Notre Dame could have 2 losses and still make the playoff if it was 12 teams.
Yeah,
But yeah,
because I think they'll have some company, first of all, in the 2-loss category. Some of these teams that are ahead of them with 1 loss are bound to lose again. So
yeah,
there's that. But yeah, I want to get to Les Austin Jr. He says Michigan will toe tag Lil Bro in their black uniforms. They are bringing out their black unis for this game, which it brings me to another point, Michigan fans. All right, I get tradition. All right. And I understand that Michigan is steeped in it, pageantry, all of that. However, bro, we need some cool unis.
yeah.
All right. I'm sick of going out there in the all maize. That, by the way, the all maize is considered, you know, that's risque for Michigan fans, right? All blue, still a little risque. Like, we need to have a little more fun with the uniform. Did you see the helmets that Oregon was wearing? Those were
Yep.
amazing. If you get it, you put that on a Michigan, you know what I mean? That would be amazing.
The issue is, what are you going to do? Because, like, I was like, oh, well, you could do the all black. You could do like an all black Michigan uniform, right?
Right.
Okay, but in that situation, if you put the black block M on the logo, then you're just looking like Missouri out there.
Well, first of all, don't do that. Don't do that.
Mizzou stole the
Missouri
block
looks
M.
like us.
They stole the block M from
exactly.
You guys.
So don't do that. But I'm just saying, if we chromed out the winged helmet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With some matte on the whole helmet, matte chrome, and then shiny chrome
like
gloss on the
a
wing.
matte blue, or like a
Well, we got matte blue.
No, how about a matte, like a matte yellow helmet with the block M instead of the Wolverine stripes, and then you have like an all.
Now you're getting outer space here. People are gonna lose. Heads are going to explode. You get to talking about taking the wing off the helmet. But you get it, right?
You know what?
We should have a little more fun with the
you guys do
uni.
something with that the throwback logo, the one with the Wolverine wearing the little cap. You know what I'm talking about? The old fashioned logo. I'd like to see you guys do something like that, like throwbacks.
Right. Oh yeah. We are definitely going there for blood. It's gonna be bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got my video on the channel now. It's gonna be bad. I haven't even done my prediction video, which will be coming. It's gonna be really ugly for these guys, but let's move forward. Be sure to like and share the stream. We'll say it again. Ranked matchups and Michigan pick'ems, Ryan. We're gonna get into it. Number 1, ranked matchup number 1. Number 14, Utah at number 18, USC. USC is a 6.5 point favorite, Ryan. Who wins this game?
Utah. Cam Rising is back for this game.
Okay.
According to rumors online.
Leave your results in the chat, by the way. Who do you think wins these games?
Utah is basically Notre Dame. But Utah is basically Notre Dame without the gold helmets, and they're Mormons. So yeah, that's basically the difference. And
All right.
Utah, USC fans and USC players, Caleb Williams specifically, still have nightmares of Utah. Every time they play them,
Utah does seem to own them right now.
they, Utah lives rent free in Southern California. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, give me the Utes. I don't think it's particularly close either.
Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Utes as well. Um, I'm just really I'm really off put by that performance that USC had against Notre Dame. Now, granted, they will be back at home in a more comfortable environment, but I don't think the environment is what caused them to lose that game against Notre Dame. They were just not good. Um, or as good as Notre Dame. I don't think they talent wise they're better than Utah across the board, really, but it's just they're not tough, and you need some of that. One big difference between Michigan and OSU and Georgia is that Michigan has very balanced production with the receivers and running backs. OSU is Marvin Harrison or bust. Georgia is Bowers or bust. Look, to this point, I can't really argue against that. Um, we'll see how Georgia looks without Brock Bowers for at least a couple games. Um, Killer Dog says USC 30-23. That's not a bad score. I'm gonna go. Like I said, I'm taking Utah. Give me a score of 24-21. Moving right along to our next game. Number 16, Duke, is at number 4, Florida State. Florida State, a 13.5 point favorite. Ryan, where are you going with this one?
I think Duke gets it done with Riley Leonard back. I know it's on the road at Florida State, but seriously, Florida State has shown a lot of
Yeah.
chinklings in the armor last couple weeks. Um, they even played around with Virginia Tech for about 3 quarters. Um, and I think Duke's defense is a lot better than people give it credit for. I mean, look, they didn't have Riley Leonard against NC State last week, and they held NC State to 3 points and utterly dismantled NC State with a backup quarterback. Uh, I know NC State's not Florida State, but still, I think Duke is legit. I really do.
Okay.
I really do. Give me the Blue Devils in this one.
All right. I think Duke is a good team. They showed me something against Notre Dame a couple weeks ago. That being said, give me Florida State and the points. Uh, Playing in that stadium is not easy, and if Florida State gets a lead early, I expect them to hold on to it. War chant ready. Florida State wins this one by a score of 38-24. Is the final score for me. Number 17, number 17, Tennessee is at number 11, Bama. Bama, 9.5 point favorite. Ryan, how you see this one working out?
And this game was at Tennessee. I'd take the Vols, but I think Bama gets it done. Jalen Milroe is starting to slowly pick up confidence. Um, that Arkansas game did worry me though, blowing a
Yeah,
24 to
he
3 lead.
started hot in that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Alabama gets it done at home.
I agree. I think Bama wins this game at home. What's this mean for your Tennessee? I believe one of your hot takes at the start of the season was that Tennessee was going to
Be
win the
undefeated.
SEC.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did not work out.
Obviously, that didn't happen.
I thought Joe Milton would be better
I
than
told you
what he
about Joe
is.
Milton. I told you about Joe Milton. Joe Milton is who we thought he was. Uh,
Hey man, I blame him for throwing for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns against Clemson last year. It gave me hope. It gave me hope.
0 rushing attempts from JJ. Yeah, I'd be okay with that too. JJ is a little reckless when he gets out of when he breaks contain. And gets out of the pocket. He lowers his shoulder like he's a fullback or something. JJ, just slide or run out of bounds, please. Ryan gonna pick Tennessee by 30.
No, no.
Duke 20, Florida State 50. Damn it. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna go that far, but I do think Florida State wins big. Moving right along, number 7, Penn State At number 3, the other state, OSU, a 4.5-point favorite at home. Ryan, how does this one play out?
Ohio State gets it done.
Okay.
I don't know about Penn State. If this game was in Happy Valley, but I think it being at Ohio State in the Horseshoe, I don't know, man. I've watched Penn State and I'm just not impressed. Like I'm not. I mean, I know they dropped they beat UMass 63-0. Great. We know how great UMass is.
Right.
They won their first game this year for the first time in 3 years. They're a powerhouse over there in Massachusetts.
A powerhouse. Right.
So yeah, I think Ohio State gets it done.
All right. I'm picking Penn State to win this one.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
Listen, here's the thing. I want Ohio State to be undefeated when we play them, honestly.
Well, either way, it helps you guys.
You're absolutely right. And it's to our benefit that they play each other first. You know, we get to take some notes, see how this thing works out. Although I'm not worried at all about either one of these teams, if I'm being honest. But I think Penn State's defensive line makes the difference in this game. Ohio State has had deficiencies along that offensive line all year. Penn State can take advantage of that. Dallas fan agrees with me. Penn State by 7. I'm going to go with that, actually. Penn State wins this game 38-31 on the road in Columbus. Dom said 4 interceptions. OSU O-line is still bad. Yes, they are. They will get to the OSU quarterback. I agree. I think people are seeing this the same way as I go. Let's go Lions, killer dogs. Ryan, you may be in trouble here. I know you need Ohio State to look good. Might be a little problematic for you.
It doesn't matter what they do. We are not making the playoff. I just want to make it New Year's 6. That's all I care about.
Okay. All right. Lil Bro Nim at number 2, Michigan. 24-point favorites. Let me ask you this first, Ryan. Does Michigan cover?
Oh, is it at Michigan or it's at Sparty, right?
Oh no, you're right. It's in East Lansing. That's wrong. And that's probably why they're only 24-point favorite.
I don't know if Michigan covers, not because they shouldn't, but because I think Michigan's just going to be like kind of playing with their food a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they cover, but Michigan wins by like 23 points. They just don't score that extra point.
Yo, and that would upset me so much.
Hey, you gotta give Lil Bro Nim something, man.
I am betting on this spread, by the way. And if they don't cover this spread, I'm going to be so upset. I'm upset. This will be bad for me and them if they – I'm going to blast Michigan on social media if they don't win by 24. I'm joking. I don't really care what the score is, if I'm being honest. I am betting on this spread. But that's not what's important. What's important is that Michigan goes in there, handles Lil Bro Nim like Lil Bro Nim should be handled, and that's rough, and get out of there with a win. Let's see what the comment section has to say. Michigan 48, Michigan State 6. That sounds like a decent score to me. Sounds as good as any. What's up, y'all? Shout out to Golden Playbook. What's going on, my good sir? The Blue Out. It's the Blue Out. There we go. The Blue Out in East Lansing. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be very, very bad. Where's Dallas fan now? Where's your score prediction, Dallas fan? Don't be afraid to give it up to Michigan. Michigan wins this game easily and going away. Bottom line. All right.
It's crazy. Give props. I know you guys' schedule is terrible, but give props to the fact that Michigan is the only team besides Notre Dame that is going to have played 8 straight games without a bye week.
Yeah.
Hey, give them props because that's actually really tough to do in college football.
Very tough. Very tough. The attrition. Michigan is
Hey, you get what is it? Where's your bye week? Oh, it's after this week, right?
It's after this week.
Yeah.
And then we really get into.
You really need that bye week for Purdue, don't you?
Oh yeah, gotta get ready. Gotta get ready for Purdue. Hold on, bro.
Oh man.
Michigan
Oh.
loses by 20. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna go on record and say this. By the way, Ryan, you still haven't paid your debt to Mello, but
Oh
we'll
man.
save that. I will go on the record. If Michigan loses this game by 20, I'm shutting down the channel.
Okay.
In fact,
Wow.
I'll hand the channel, I'll rebrand it and hand it over to someone else if Michigan loses this game by 20.
You'll hand it over to me.
There
That's
you
what you'll
go.
do. There you go. And we'll make this a Notre Dame channel.
This will be a Notre Dame channel going forward if Michigan loses by 20. Michigan will try to rub it in their face. Michigan 41, Little Farmers from East
East
Lansing
Lansing
10.
10.
Got to run here. Don Edwards need to give him some love. Let him play for a half for sure. Don does need a little love.
Does the
Crazy.
Don come back next year?
I think he does after this season. The way he's playing this season, the way he's being used, I think he does come
Blake
back.
Corum goes to the NFL.
Yeah, Blake's out of there. Don's coming back. I think. Look, there's rumblings that JJ may return, which may throw a wrench in some of the plans because I think in order for us to really land 5-star and the most impressive recruit in the 2025 class, Bryce Underwood, that JJ has to leave. Because if JJ leaves, then that opens the door next year.
Or just tell Jaden Davis, hey, we're good, man. We're good.
Hey, look. If Bryce Underwood gave us the ultimatum, and no disrespect to Jaden Davis because I am a Jaden Davis fan, but if he gave us the ultimatum and said, "Yo, I'll come there if you rescind the scholarship of Jaden Davis," hey yo, Jaden, it looks like we made a clerical mistake. Offered you Bryce's scholarship. We need that back. Yeah.
Well, after that performance against Notre Dame commit Micah Gilbert, yeah, he might not need a scholarship anymore at Michigan. Throwing 3 INTs against Micah Gilbert. Don't.
He won the game though. He won the game. That's all.
Hey, all I care about is Micah Gilbert won the matchup, and he's a receiver. He's a receiver.
You guys had another recruit in that game that got a sack on him too. I
believe. Oh, Bryce Young. Young. Yeah.
There you go.
4-star edge rusher.
All right, we got to move on.
Oh.
Top 5 Heisman list, Ryan. We did this yesterday, but for the sake of the Maize Blue and Gold show, let's do it again. Ryan, top 5 Heisman.
Xavier Watts, number 1. No, I'm joking. I said Michael Penix, Bo Nix. God, what was my third guy? Why am I blanking here? Oh my God, why can't I think? Oh, who did I have? Was it Dylan Gabriel? And then 4 I had
wait, who was number 2?
Bo Nix.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm trying to think and I'm like blanking.
Jordan Travis,
and then I think I put just for giggles, Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, because
come on, man.
Yep.
I feel like you're being a little disrespectful. You're being a little disrespectful to JJ. All right, first for me, number one, Michael Penix Jr. Unless he goes out here and has the worst game of his life, he's probably going to win the Heisman Trophy. Number 2, in my humble opinion, at this moment, Drake May. Drake May is the number 2 on my list for Heisman Trophy. Number 3 is J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy has the highest QBR in college football. J.J. McCarthy is leading the number 2 team in the nation, undefeated Michigan Wolverines. J.J. McCarthy, number 3. Number 4, Bo Nix. He just lost. I got to knock him down. He didn't look good in big moments. I got to knock him down. And then number 5, rounding everything off, is Jordan Travis for me. I would have somebody like, Jaden Daniels. He would be on my list if they didn't have 2 losses. Also, Graham Mertz has played better football than people want to give Graham Mertz credit for, but that's neither here nor there. We move on. Hot take of the week, Ryan. What is it?
Notre Dame goes 10-2 and wins a New Year's Six.
Okay. I
That's
mean,
my
I'm
hot
not
take.
sure how hot that is. I mean, who's left for you? Clemson?
Clemson's the toughest team. Then we got Wake Forest, Pitt, and Stanford.
Sounds daunting.
Hey man, Pitt just beat Louisville.
Okay. Oh my
Man.
God. Underwood is 2025. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's part of the thing. So just for people who aren't aware of my thinking here, I'm saying JJ leaves after this season. Next season, right? There's a quarterback competition of sorts. And Jaden Davis gets the opportunity to really prove if he's the guy. And if he is the guy, he gets the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, after that, Underwood comes on. He can redshirt a season. That way, it saves him a season, and Jaden Davis can be the incumbent the following year as well. Where after his third season, he goes on, and then Bryce takes over. That's the way I see it happening. Otherwise, if JJ stays, that means Jaden Davis gets on campus, and then potentially Bryce Underwood and Jaden Davis are playing from this on the same playing field in terms of becoming the starter in 2025 or 2026. And I think that could be problematic. I don't want problems. I
See,
just
I
want
don't
it to
have
be
that issue.
smooth.
I got CJ Carr and Deuce Knight. So I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
You guys aren't. You know what? I'm not gonna do that to
What
you.
what what
You don't
what
deserve
what?
that today.
Don't disrespect. Don't
You know, I'm
disrespect
not
CJ Carr and Deuce
disrespecting.
Knight
I'm
like
not
that.
disrespecting CJ Carr. I like
You know,
CJ
because guess
Carr.
what? If you guys don't get Bryce Underwood,
He's just not welcome back in Michigan.
if you guys don't get Bryce Underwood,
Right.
what's your second option there?
I mean, we got plenty of options. If I'm being honest, it's a lot of
Because
guys that
Deuce
we're
Knight
talking to in
is
2025.
Deuce Knight's taken. I believe the third best guy in the class is taken. I mean,
Where's Deuce Knight? Where's he ranked on the quarterback list?
he's number 2 right now in the updated rankings.
Deuce
Notre
Knight?
has the second. Notre Dame has the second best quarterback in the class of 2025 committed. Yeah.
I don't know, man. He didn't look like the second best quarterback to me. But
Don't disrespect him like
I'm
that.
not disrespecting him. I'm not disrespecting him. If they say he's the second best, he's the second best. Who am I? Crazy, bro. Shout out
He's
to
really
my
good, man.
guy. Cracked the nut. Had to pull up.
Dude, his
F little
player comp,
sister.
his player comp is Lamar Jackson. Like when
Jordan
for like
Travis. What?
what?
Deuce Knight?
Yeah, his player comp is Lamar Jackson. He's literally like that's
I
his
want you to
play
stop it.
style. Dude, no, on like
I've seen him
there's
play. He played on ESPN.
he did? I didn't see
Yeah.
it.
Like week 1 or 2 of the high school season. He was on
Oh
ESPN.
well, he's not there anymore. He
Right, I know
he
that.
transferred back.
And he didn't look like Lamar Jackson is the point.
That's his play style though. Is he scrambles and stuff a lot.
All right.
He's literally, dude. You know he's 6'5". You believe that? We got a
You don't
quarterback
want
at the
CJ Carr now
6'5".
because he committed to Michigan. Absolutely. I mean to Notre Dame. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. That traitor,
It would
he
hurt
could have been
even
on Jim's new wall.
more.
Instead, he went to go join the redheads to the west.
Hey, you know what? If he's gonna love it when he wins Notre Dame a national title.
I've told you my thoughts on this too. If CJ Carr wins Notre Dame a national title, forget coming back to visit the University of Michigan. There's a fence around the state of Michigan. He cannot drive through, fly over. Don't go visit your family. Can't win.
Well,
No
there would be
national
that much hate.
championship
You
for them.
can't be like, hey, you could have came
Deuce
with your
Knight is number
grandpa.
10. Look, somebody, thank you.
Wait, hold on. I gotta look this up because last
Deuce
time I
Knight is
looked.
the 10th ranked quarterback in that class.
By who?
Great quarterback class in 25. Absolutely.
Oh
Deuce
no,
Knight
that's
is
the
6'6" now.
the 2-4. No, that's 247. That's not their. I'm looking at the industry rating, not 247.
George McIntyre is the number 2 quarterback in 2025.
So
By the way, George McIntyre is a fallback plan for Michigan, along with Ryan Montgomery.
Oh, he's going.
And some others.
George McIntyre is going to Tennessee or Bama. That's where he's going.
I don't know.
247. So he's looking at the 247 Sports like their own thing. Their composite, which is like the actual stuff, they have him at 5.
Which
And
still
then
isn't 2, Ryan.
no, like when he committed, he was number 2. Let me see. On 3 had him. Let's see. Yeah, on 3 has him at 4. So actually, he fell. So he was originally 2.
Yeah.
Like a couple months ago, he fell to 4, but he's still a top 50.
He's not having a great season.
Hey, he transferred. He's only played like 4
I'm
games.
messing with you, man. I don't know.
And no, but
Notre Dame isn't going to win a national anything. This guy.
All right. Says the same team that hasn't. Since the same team that hasn't won anything since '97.
Excuse me, that coming from you, who hasn't won anything since '88? You got to watch it here.
Hey, we went to the playoff twice before y'all did. So
great. That just means that your accomplishments are a little older still. Let's go, man. Man. On that note, be sure to follow myself, follow Ryan. Ryan, tell them where they can find you, sir.
So you can go find me on Twitter at @Fravel_Ryan. I get a lot of posts on there. Even got one of my recent posts tagged by and stole from Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports, I want my money. Just like Bleacher Report. Like, bro,
hey, Bleacher Report paid up. I can't get on them anymore. Shout out to Bleacher Report. You do great business. Look, hold on. By the way, the post that Ryan is talking about that Barstool appropriated.
Oh, should we show it?
Oh, go ahead.
All right, I'll pull it up. This is going to be hilarious.
This is great. I'm upset. Shout out to Ken.
All right, let me pull this up.
Big win for Michigan this weekend, everybody. Go Blue.
So for those who have not seen it, I'm going to post. This is the tweet that I was talking about that Barstool stole. Here we go. So for people that don't know, Notre Dame stormed the field after beating USC, and this fan decided to go give Caleb some love, so to speak.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get the banner down.
Oh.
There you go.
We did it! Let me see those nails down, bro! Let me see those nails down, bro! Come on! We did it! We did it!
Hey, get this out of here, man. Look at just like a Notre Dame fan to act like they've never been there before. You're muted, by the way, Ryan.
So you guys didn't do that when you guys beat Ohio State for the first time in like 10 years?
First of all, these are two totally different circumstances, all right? Yeah. We had to get a monkey off our back, number one. Number two, Ohio State was if they win, they go to the playoff, just like us. So it was a bigger game. It was a much bigger. Was that a 2 versus 3 matchup? That was? Yeah. So, I mean, come on.
Well, I guess Michigan hadn't been there for a while, so
yeah.
What was man. Like? Well, I wonder what it was like storming the field in a blizzard in Michigan. Like what that was like the first time. Like, do you know anybody that was at the game that stormed?
Yeah, I do. It was beautiful. Apparently, what they said, and it wasn't quite a blizzard. But also Wallow. I'm not sure if you probably aren't familiar with Wallow. Gillian Wallow, but he was also there. I saw his Instagram live during the time.
Did they go up to Ohio State players and talk trash?
Nah, because we got class.
Okay.
Hey, hold on. Dallas fan says Sam Hartman shaved his beard for the rest of the season.
Dude, it looks weird. I don't know how to feel.
I don't like it, man. I think he should have kept that Old Spice, that Old Spice look. Yeah,
you know what? Dollar Shave Club might stop sponsoring him.
Exactly. Duluth might stop sponsoring him. That freaking Bass Pro Shop look he had was great.
You know what he said, by the way, in the post game about Al Golden? He said, I might have to buy Al Golden a second Ferrari.
Wow.
I guess he bought him a Ferrari with the NIL money he's making at Notre Dame. after
Wait.
the game. Yeah.
Hold up. Hold up. No, he's just saying Al Golden has a Ferrari and he's gonna buy him another one.
And he said,
Not
"No."
that he's
he
bought
said,
him.
"He said, no, I'm
Ferrari
just
before.
kidding." No, he bought him the Ferrari after the Duke game.
I don't believe that.
And he said, he's like, "I might have to buy Al Golden another Ferrari." He said, "But I don't have the money left for that."
Hold on. Sam Hartman purchased an Italian sports car for an assistant coach.
Yes.
Stop it. I want you to stop.
Oh, dude.
This must
It
have
was
been a
great.
model car. This was a model car.
This was one that was like just kept somewhere. It was for cheap.
This was a Hot Wheel. That's what that was. There's no way. Michigan will get Underwood for sure. Michigan always overrated, especially if they choke again in the playoffs. See, Golden Playbook, we welcome you to the show, and then you go and you say stuff like this. Come on, man. Don't get mad, Golden.
Toy car.
Moose. All right, so look, man, it is that time. We do have to bid you adieu. Thank you to everybody who came through the live. Again, follow me everywhere at Maize Madman. Follow Ryan Fravel _ for I was about to say your last name again.
Yeah.
Fravel _ Ryan on Twitter. Be sure to follow Week 0 and like and subscribe to Week 0. They do excellent work over there. I'll be over there live tomorrow giving my pick'ems. I need to catch up. I'm going 30 for 30 this week.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
For sure. So there's that.
Oh,
anyway,
also, real quick, I just dropped the best of Week 7, my first video that I've done in a month or a couple months. So please go over there and give that a watch on the Week 0 Productions YouTube channel. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it yet, Phil.
I have not. I'll go watch it live myself now.
It's dope.
I'm sure it's Michigan heavy because Michigan is the preeminent team in college football. So there's that. Michigan overrated, but been back to back. Notre Dame can't put 11 players on the field. Shout out to Seth when coming with the zingers. Absolutely, Seth. It's that, you know what it is, Seth, it's that Ohio State education of
Marcus
Freeman. Apparently they have trouble counting when they get into double. They only got 10 fingers, so anything past that, it's crazy for those Buckeyes. For real, how do you only have 10 players on the field in that situation? They're trying to kill you guys again for this. All day, son. All day. Absolutely. All right. Okay, seriously this time. I'm out of here. Until next time, stay angry, my friends. I'm upset.